G'day guys, it's Wes here for Aussie Geek, and on today's show we're getting into game 19 of our 30 games over 30 days thanks to Rare and the Rare Replay Collection. Now as you can see here, it's an absolutely huge and iconic title in Banjo-Kazooie. Now it must be said that Banjo-Kazooie is probably one of the most recognised franchises from the previous generation. So as you can see there in the description, it was originally released way back in 1998. It's an adventure platforming game for one player, and we're going to go and join Banjo and Kazooie, the world's most unlikely duo, as they battle the evil Gruntilda, and this is the Xbox 360 version of the game. So let's go and check it out. So as you can see here, we're actually using the Xbox One's backwards compatibility function to basically emulate the game on the Xbox 360 and bring it to the Xbox One. So to me, that's pretty cool right there. Now I must admit, it's been an absolute eternity since I've played a Banjo and Kazooie game. But again, it continues that evolution of Rare as a developer. I mean, hark back to games like, I know I say it all the time, but Jetpac and even some of the earlier titles, even not games that were released that long ago in the series, which are things like the Killer Instinct game, to see this continue to evolve. I mean, this is kind of full 3D at its best. I mean, utilizing hardware that I guess was a little bit underpowered at the time relative to what we have now, but the game looks pretty damn decent, so you've got to give them credit where credit is due. Alright, so just skipping forward through some of this stuff because I want to get in and give you guys some gameplay. Rightio guys, look, here we are, Banjo-Kazooie. We're just running around and we're just going to explore the world. See what we can actually go and dig up and uncover. So obviously the first, probably the first 20-30 minutes of the game is all about learning how to play. So we'll see if we can get through a lot of that as quickly as we can, so we can actually get into some decent gameplay and hopefully see a bit of action, because that's exactly what we want here on Aussie Geek. Alright now guys, let's go and look at some of these textures. You can see they're pretty basic, but what they have done is they've added a whole heap of vibrancy and colour to games. Now this is something that I guess we don't typically see in a lot of games up until this point, so it's really good to see that, you know, Rare has really bought it with this one, because it does look stunning, and for the time, this game would have looked absolutely brilliant. Let's just go and have a little bit of a walk around the world, and if we get the opportunity, we'll punch a few things up and show you a little bit about this awesome, awesome game called Banjo and Kazooie. Now this game probably sums up Rare to a T, you know. It's about irreverent fun and just enjoying games for game's sake. Now as a gamer, I don't know about you guys, but I have so many fond memories of games like Banjo-Kazooie, because they're just fun, you know. They're just fun to get in and explore and play around in these massive worlds, which were never traditionally available. So it's really good to see games like this, I guess, evolving from a developer like Rare, so that's really cool. So a game like Banjo-Kazooie, I must admit, is a little bit tricky to encapsulate in a 5-minute video. So we're just going to do our best to, I guess, wrap it up and just show you guys a few little bits and pieces that are iconically associated with this game, because obviously it's one of the most memorable games from the previous generation. Now as you can hear, the dialogue in this game is a little bit different from, I guess, most games, because they don't actually use people's dialogue. They kind of use a gibberish, which I guess adds to that playful nature of the game. But look, it's interesting to see some of the techniques that Rare actually used in creating this game. So what we're going to do here is just go and check out a couple of little bits and pieces. We picked up a puzzle piece, and we're now about to go and place that puzzle piece to move a little bit further through the game. Now I do know that it took Rare something like 2.5 years to develop this game, which back in the time was pretty significant given that a lot of the other games were able to be churned out relatively quickly. Alright, there we go. We've just completed a little puzzle piece there. The little doors opened. And we're now able to move on to Mumbo's Mountain. So let's go and check that out and play that for a few little minutes. Now, if I remember correctly, there's about 9 levels in this game, so we're not going to explore all of those today, obviously, but we're just going to give you a little bit of an impression of the colour and fun that this game really has to offer. So, I mean, this, I don't want to, I guess, underestimate it, but this is really a really cool kiddie kind of family game. So, you know, it's just all about having fun and exploring, or it certainly feels that way for me. So I don't know about you guys, but I just enjoy that sense of adventure that you get with Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, so Banjo-Kazooie for me is just one of those iconic games that I guess you always come back to and always have a reference point in your life as a gamer, because I think most gamers would have checked out the whole Banjo-Kazooie series, or at least one game in the series. It really, I guess, highlights the irreverent fun of a company like Rare as well, because if you think about it, look, you've got 2 completely odd characters here. Better go up and get some air. Characters that you wouldn't necessarily associate with being together, so they are definitely renowned for, I guess, some really crazy concepts. And again, it's just about that sense of fun and excitement, so that's really cool. Now, one of the really cool things about the Rare Replay collection is that the guys have also included a whole bunch of really, I guess, really, what's the word? Really in-depth content about other little bits and pieces for the game. So things like videos, video diaries, that sort of stuff, to get you into the mood for some of these games. Oh, there's a skull. I didn't know that was there. I'm not going to make that, but we'll pick up this little skull. There you go, me Mumbo's token. Me Mumbo. That's another one of those elements that makes the Rare Replay collection really valuable, because it does allow you to experience these things that you either played a long time ago or have never had the opportunity to play. So it's really, really cool. Now, down in the comments down below, guys, I really want to know what your opinion and thoughts of Banjo-Kazooie are. And, you know, what's your earliest memory of playing this game? You know, what are some of the things that you remember? What are some of the most difficult things you were able to achieve in the game? What's your favourite aspects of the characters Banjo and Kazooie as well? Yeah, another puzzle piece. And an achievement for our effort. Well done. I mean, visually, by today's standard, you'd argue that this game's not great, and that's completely understandable. But it's really good to see games in general evolve. There's another skull. Evolve to such a huge level that we're almost at perfect fidelity now. So, really good to see, and really exciting as well. So I wonder if we can jump down here. This will be interesting. So there you go, guys. Look, that's our first look at Banjo and Kazooie on the Xbox One, thanks to Xbox 360 backwards compatibility. So this is an awesome feature, as I mentioned before. It's really iconic. It's a game that I think most gamers will have fond memories of. It's one of those games that has really evolved as a series, and is probably, like I said, one of the most iconic series of the previous generation, which is really cool to see. Anyway, guys, if you've liked today's video, please remember to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, guys, get involved in the conversation via the comment section down below. And we will see you all for Game 20 of our 30 games over 30 days thanks to Rare and the Rare Replay Collection. Alright guys, we will see you all in the next video.
Rattle.